right, y'all, let's get started with our level maps. Now, when we create our level maps, we need to think of them as the setting of our story. Where do your characters exist? What land do they exist in? This is the thought we have when we create our level maps. To help you better picture this, let's look at a classic example of a level map. Some of you may recognize this. This is the original Mario Brothers, the first level. So, the way this level map works is the character moves to the right and the screen scrolls to the left. As you travel through this first level, you're in the world of Mario Brothers. Here you can jump over pipes, you can duck inside pipes, and you're going to also face the evil Goombas. You can dodge them or land on them to eliminate them. As you warp through a pipe, it takes you to another part of the level. You continue through the level till you get to the end, the flag. You jump on the flag, you slide down, and you exit through the castle. And that is the entirety of level 1. So some of you may have seen these videos of Mario Brothers 1 or seen someone that's played it before. But what may come to a surprise to you is that Mario isn't really traveling in this world. It's actually one giant long picture stretched out over a background, and your character is standing still while the background is scrolling to the left or right. This is how we will also make our maps and our levels for our game. Now that you've seen it, you can kind of envision how your level map will look. So in Scratch, we'll create our level maps using pieces of the map called costumes. And these pieces will fit together to create a seamless level map that scrolls left or right when we move our character. So here you can see we've got some cliffs, we got some hills, we got some jumps, and if you go far enough, you'll reach the end of the map. If we go back to the beginning, you can also see that there's an end of the map on the beginning side as well. How long you make your map is totally up to you. Let's look at this a little closer. So you have these costumes in your starter pack. This is how you add on to a level map. As you can see, the last costume is a flat ground piece. What I'm going to do is duplicate it. So you can see that I now have two flat ground pieces, one right after the other. The reason So to create a new landscape, what I'm going to do is make sure that this next piece connects to the previous piece. So as this piece ends here, I'm going to imagine that it rises up to a hill, and that hill would start on the left side of this next costume piece. The way I'm going to create this hill is with the reshape tool. This reshape tool allows you to click on one of these shapes like this rectangle, and that'll select it. And if I click again, it creates an anchor point. I can then click and drag this anchor point, and that'll reshape the line. I can add another anchor point, and I can also delete anchor points. Anchor points also have these cool little bendy anchor points. So I can grab these angle benders and pull and stretch those as well. These are the tools I use to shape the type of hill that I want. So let's get this hill created here. And notice that the hill is not ending in a flat ground on the right. It's still pretty high, which means the next costume after this hill would have to begin where this one ends. So we're going to duplicate this hill costume, and in order to make it seamless so that this connects to the previous hill, I'm going to use the selection arrow tool and select this entire grass costume by clicking and dragging a box around its entirety. Just like that. Now, this is the duplicate that I've just selected. We're going to ignore these little points for now. Once it's selected, I can flip it vertically or horizontally. See how it just flipped? So now, this side on the right where it ends is now the first side on the left, right, left. This is how we can make sure that the right side of the previous costume is connected to the left side of the next costume. And now I can reshape this side and know that for sure it's going to line up with the previous costume. Let's see how this looks when we're playing the game now that we've added 2 new costumes. So as we keep going, you can see there's the first hill we created, and there's the second hill. If you look over at our costumes, you can see that there they are, 2 separate costumes, but because they match at that left and right side, it looks like one long piece, one long continuous piece. And that's how we're going to create our level map. All right, so as you create your level map, think about again the setting that makes sense for your character. Is your character, in a futuristic landscape? Is it in a volcanic burnt ash area? Think about what makes sense for your character. But also, don't worry about background shapes right now, like mountains or trees or anything in the background. Really just focus on the ground that your character's feet is going to be touching, right? So, like, are they inclines? Are they steps? Are there gaps they have to jump? Really focus on the ground they're touching. We'll do backgrounds later. Anyways, if you're really cooking, go ahead and create a second ground sprite, and that'll be your level 2 ground. But if not, no worries. Have fun creating. We'll see you soon.